Right now at noon, an update on the condition of the man who was shot by Kenosha police over the weekend. And a new lawsuit tries to end Wisconsin's mask mandate.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Tuesday. Some storms to the north of Madison. Let's head to the Weather Center meteorologist Hattie McLean as a look at your first warned forecast. Hi, Hattie.
Good afternoon, Mark. Yeah, I've been watching these storms all morning. A couple of times they did reach severe limits with larger hail and some gusty winds. Right now, most of the activity has lifted to the north and east of our area. Just a few of those thunderstorms clipping Green Lake County right now, the northeastern corner of that county, and Dodge County as well. Most of the area, though, is dry and expected to remain dry through the rest of the afternoon. We are talking heat and humidity. Alert days are still in the forecast for today, tomorrow, and Thursday. No relief for the next couple of days from these hot and humid conditions as heat index values climb close to 100 each day. Here's a look at our temperature trend as we go through the next 12 hours. It's going to be another hot one this afternoon with highs right around 90 degrees. We have plenty of sunshine here in southern Wisconsin. Dew points dropped a little bit this morning, but we're back in the geez Louise category this afternoon. It is going to be pretty sticky as you go across southern Wisconsin. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk more about that temperature outlook as well as some chances for rain. I know some parts of the area, Mark, did not get a lot of rain. There are some chances coming up.
Geez Louise, okay.
What else are you going to say?
Thank you, Hattie. We'll see you in a few minutes. Developing this afternoon, the father of the man shot by Kenosha police over the weekend says his son is paralyzed from the waist down. Jacob Blake's family and attorneys say he underwent surgery Sunday night after being shot multiple times in front of his children. Yesterday, he was considered stable, but doctors don't know if the injuries that paralyzed him are permanent. The shooting that sparked protests across the country. Early this morning, 6 people were arrested in Madison. Police say they are working to identify additional suspects involved in looting, starting dumpster fires, and breaking windows around the Capitol Square and State Street. Last night, a peaceful protest started around 9 o'clock with people marching down State Street. After that, the group returned to the Capitol. Police say the crowd then grew to about 500 people, and that's when property damage started. Police used chemical agents against the crowd after officers say the crowd threw rocks, bottles, and other items at them. Madison Mayor Satya Rose Conway released a response statement saying the city honors the First Amendment and the right to peacefully protest, but draws the line at arson, theft, and criminal damage to property that puts people's lives at risk. She says that behavior, quote, undercuts a movement and divides a community that largely supports change. The mayor encourages people to work together to put energy and anger to what she calls more productive measures, like reaching out to state representatives, volunteering, and supporting community organizations. Overnight in Kenosha, protesters defied a curfew and came face-to-face with police dressed in riot gear. Some protesters set fires in response to authorities' use of stun grenades, tear gas, and sonic blasts in an effort to disperse the crowds. Blake's lawyer, Ben Crump, says before the shooting, Blake had been trying to de-escalate a domestic disturbance.
It says Jacob Blake isn't supposed to be there, and he took the complainant's keys and is refusing to give them back.
It seems to be when it's a black American, they shoot first and then try to justify it later.
Police tased Blake before opening fire. The witness who took video of the incident on his cell phone tells CBS News he heard police tell Blake to drop the knife, but he says he didn't see a weapon in his hands. The officers involved in the incident have been placed on leave. Their identities have not been announced. We'll continue to follow updates on the investigation here on News 3 Now and on channel3000.com all day long. New video now of the damage left behind at the Goodman Community Center after police say a suspected drunk driver crashed into it last night. Officers found a black sedan had crashed through a brick wall and was halfway inside the building. The driver, 31-year-old Patrick Casey, admitted to drinking but also said that he was having problems with his brakes. He was arrested for his first offense, OWI. A lawsuit has been filed by a conservative law firm looking to overturn Wisconsin's statewide mask mandate. The lawsuit filed today in Polk County Circuit Court by the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty argues that Governor Evers did not have the legal authority to issue the order. The order took effect August 1st and is scheduled to run until September 28th. Wisconsin is one of 34 states with a mask order designed to slow the spread of COVID-19. American Airlines says it will lay off or involuntarily furlough 19,000 employees as of October 1st, unless the airline industry gets more help from Congress. The world's largest airline says those layoffs are in addition to the almost 24,000 employees who have already agreed to take early retirement or voluntarily furlough. The airline industry got $50 billion in help from the CARES Act. Under those terms, layoffs and involuntary furloughs could not start until October 1st. It's day 2 of the 2020 Republican National Convention in Charlotte, and the theme of the night is the land of opportunity. Tonight's events are expected to feature another appearance by President Trump, as well as speeches from the First Lady Melania Trump and 2 of his children. Last night, with a limited number of delegates on hand, Republicans unanimously re-nominated President Trump for a second term. Convention speakers all took turns praising the president's first term performance and bashing his Democratic challenger, former Vice President Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is basically the Loch Ness Monster of the swamp. For the past half century, he's been lurking around in there. He sticks his head up every now and then to run for president. Then he disappears and doesn't do much in between.
President Trump will formally accept his party's nomination in a speech from the White House Thursday night. You can watch night 2 of the convention on CBS at 9 o'clock this evening, and we'll have a recap on News 3 Now at 10. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you speak Italian, today's your lucky day. But to tell you the truth, even if you don't, you're going to love what we're cooking up.
Wouldn't it be nice to not have to deal with your messy gutters anymore? Leave that nasty chore in the rearview mirror with a new Leaf Guard gutter system. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team would love to show you how Leaf Guard's patented design keeps leaves and debris out so you can give up cleaning your gutters forever. And now is the best time to get Leaf Guard. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
Our seniors that are being hit the hardest, they're frightened. And I want them to know that their health and safety will be my responsibility if I'm your president. And I'll have from day one, ready to go, the best medical experts and scientists to advise on our response. And I will not abandon you. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Clean up faster with help from Libman products from Menards. Keep your floors tidy with this large angle indoor-outdoor broom. Right now, $7.98 after 11% rebate. Update your bathroom with a new toilet from Mansfield. Check out Menards' great selection to find the right toilet for your home. Right now, get 11% off all Mansfield toilets. Save big money and get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Do you know what the Italian word frittata translates to in English? It's fried. Now, even though I don't fluently speak Italian or really any other language, I do pretty well when it comes to speaking food-related words in almost any language. To help make sure you never forget it, we're whipping up a classic potato frittata that's molto bene, which means really good in Italian. We start by sautéing some refrigerated or frozen shredded potatoes in a bit of olive oil with some chopped onions and a little salt and pepper. You'll want to stir these occasionally so they brown evenly. Once they're golden, we pour some beaten eggs over them. Cover the pan and let them cook until the eggs are set. If you want, you can even flip this halfway through to make sure both sides are nice and crispy. Then slide it out of the pan onto a large platter or cutting board, cut it into wedges, and you're good to go. Maybe serve it alongside bowls of sour cream, snipped herbs, and shredded cheese so that everybody can top it with their favorites. To get the recipe for our classic potato frittata, all you need to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tasty Italian way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, guys. Next at noon today is an alert day for storms and a high heat index. Hattie has the details in your full forecast next.
My mom was a bank teller, but her hands were so crippled by arthritis she could no longer do her job. She applied for Social Security disability benefits. Like most people, my mom was denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't be embarrassed and don't give up. My mom appealed. You can too. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy-efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just boom.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Comfort Services, buy one air conditioner and get one gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
This year, school is going to be full of changes.
What will school be like, and how can we make sure our kids are safe?
We're getting the answers you need to help you prepare.
So keep an eye on News 3 Now this morning and get ready to go back to school.
Programs are really trying to make childcare affordable to parents during this pandemic.
For parents needing to go back to work while their kids are stuck at home for virtual learning, we'll tell you where to find help when hunting for childcare options. Wednesday on News 3 Now this morning. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
We're having some trouble with our stocks, so let's go right to Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee on this Tuesday afternoon. Hi, Pam.
Hello there. Yes, I can give you all kinds of little updates. All kinds of craziness in the weather department overnight. I'll be interested to hear what we get as far as rainfall totals. I'm hearing everything from 2 to 3 inches down to just trace amounts, and that's really the headline that is making our markets move today as far as grain is concerned. So states like Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Illinois, also a major drop in the quality confidence of their crops this week. Iowa's corn and soybean rating dropped 11%, same kind of number in Michigan. Here in the state of Wisconsin, not quite that dramatic, but if we don't get some widespread rain, it's only going to get worse. Our corn crop as of Sunday, 81% called good to excellent. That's 3 percentage points less than it was a week ago. We've got about 24% of our corn in the dent stage, and I'm already seeing a lot of farmers, because it's so dry, begin to harvest corn silage. Soybeans, 82% of our Wisconsin crop called good to excellent, down 3 percentage points in just a week. And again, that's another crop that needs a a drink of water to finish off those soybeans. 93% of our potatoes in good to excellent shape, but that's a 5 percentage point drop in just a week's time. And of course, if you're trying to pasture animals, that has become a big concern for you. 43% of our topsoil moisture across Wisconsin is called short to very short. So that is the number one item that's driving our markets today as far as the grain trade's concerned. Dairy, the Wisconsin Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection just wrapped up a big survey of 7,100 dairy farms around the state, asking them about their dairy operation pre-COVID. If you want to see the results, I've got them up at MidwestFarmReport.com or the Wisconsin Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection website. We'll talk more about that. Barrel cheese today up 4.5 at 140.5. 40-pound block cheese 10 cents higher at 183. Double A butter up a half a cent at 152. And Mark, you see fluid milk contracts. That September contract was locked up the limit almost from the opening bell this morning. Again, a lot of interest in trying to figure out how the heat's going to impact fluid milk production, and still trying to figure out what's going to happen when the kids all get back to school one way, shape, or form. That's a big impact on dairy. But today, it's all about the weather and who got the rain and who didn't and who will in the future.
Let's find out, shall we? Thank you, Pam. Here's Hattie with the numbers.
Yeah, this is probably what Pam is alluding to. Here's our radar estimated rainfall over the last 24 hours. And you can see that parts of southern Wisconsin inundated with rain this morning and during the overnight hours. The rain really lined up right along the interstate. So if you are east or north of the interstate, chances are you got a decent amount of rain from this system. By contrast, on the other side of the interstate, hardly any rain fell, hardly even measurable here in Madison. But again, within this band of heavier rain, estimated anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain just in the last 24 hours. And now, there were some severe weather reports, not a whole lot, but there are some reports of some larger hail and some wind gusts blowing some trees down across parts of the area. But overall, it was a heavy rain. And those showers and thunderstorms have continued to train over the same areas. They are gradually lifting a little bit further to the north and east. So you see just the extreme corner of Green Lake, Dodge County, looking at a little bit of rain right now. But most of the rest of the area is actually dry. Now at this time, no severe weather is anticipated, although there could be some brief heavy downpours and some small hail with any of those thunderstorms. Again, the activity is going to gradually continue to move off to the north and east. So most of our viewing area is going to stay dry for the rest of the afternoon. Here's what's happening. Those showers and thunderstorms are on the leading edge of some warm air that's riding up and over this warm front. Now that warm front is slowly going to lift northward through the area today. When you are behind that front, it's going to be very steamy. It's already pretty muggy out there. No relief from the heat and humidity as long as we are south of that warm front. Through the day on Wednesday, that'll be the case. But by Thursday, especially later on in the day, this cold front is going to begin to make its way through southern Wisconsin. So taking a look at that 3-day thunderstorm chance, again, very little chance for severe weather left here across Wisconsin today. Tomorrow, the focus will be in the Northwoods, and then by Thursday, especially late Thursday into Thursday night, there's a slight risk for severe thunderstorms again across southern Wisconsin, with that cold front beginning to move back into the area. Those are the rain chances. Let's talk about the heat and humidity now. Alert days are in effect for today, tomorrow, and Thursday. We're talking heat index values up close to 100. That has prompted a heat advisory for southwestern Wisconsin, surrounding areas in Minnesota, Iowa, as well as northwestern Illinois as well. That advisory is from 1 o'clock this afternoon through 7 p.m. this evening. Here's a look at our current conditions. We don't have any cloud cover in the area. Temperatures 83 now here in Madison. South wind, we have dew point of 65 at the airport, but climbing. Those dew points are expected to rise a little bit as we go through the afternoon. Temperatures across the area are coolest under the cloud cover and with a little bit of rain, only 69 in Juneau right now. Contrast that with 86 in Janesville, 85 in Platteville, already up to 91 this hour in Boscoville. Dew points will climb back into the lower 70s as well, so it's going to feel very humid. What is that going to do to the heat index value? Well, it's going to ratchet it up just a little bit. Heat index values in the mid to upper 90s. 50s later on this afternoon, and they'll be slow to cool down this evening. So here's a look at that extended forecast. Again, those alert days through Thursday. We're looking at dry weather mainly for southern Wisconsin. Our next chances for rain really hold off until later Thursday into Friday. Friday looks like a pretty good chance for some rain across the entire area, so there is hope. At least we lose the heat and humidity, though, as we head towards the upcoming weekend. It'll probably feel a little bit like fall, Mark. After what we have right now, we're looking at highs in the 70s.
I'll take that over this. It's a little thick out there.
Yeah, give the AC a break at least.
Absolutely. All right, Hattie, thank you. Next to do, get your diet and nutrition questions ready. UW Health dietitian Michelle Schwader is ready to take your calls at 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Today, you can turn your home into a university, and you can turn a lasting career into reality. With Herzing University, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields. Anytime, online. Herzing is recognized, accredited, experienced, and transfer-friendly with more than 90% student satisfaction. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into with Herzing University. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
What happens now? Now that the rent's due, but they've cut your pay. Now that the virus has cost lives, but your health care costs too much. Now that our president has had months, but he still doesn't have a plan. What happens now? Joe Biden knows how to lead through a crisis because he's done it before. When our economy was on the verge of collapse, Joe Biden led the largest economic stimulus in a generation and saved millions of jobs. Now Joe Biden is ready to lead us through this crisis. He knows rebuilding our economy starts with fighting the virus, increasing testing, getting more protective gear for healthcare workers, and calling for mask mandates nationwide. As president, he'll get working families back on their feet by lowering healthcare costs and helping small businesses recover. So what happens now? We elect a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
You know your gutters are full of gunk, and you know you need to deal with it eventually. With LeafGuard, you can give up cleaning your gutters forever. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team would love to show you how LeafGuard's patented design channels rainwater into your gutters while leaves, seeds, and other debris just roll off, leaving them clog-free, guaranteed.
We looked at several different types of gutters, and we knew that we had problems with leaves. We have lots of trees around our house, and I'm the one who goes and cleans out the gutters, and I wanted to eliminate that hassle in the fall of cleaning the gutters, and LeafGuard has done a wonderful job.
Love to hear that. Right now, your LeafGuard brand gutter system comes with some great money-saving extras. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, get free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
Welcome back. Michelle Schwader, dietitian at UW Health, is ready to take your calls at 270-9933. Any diet or nutrition questions, call now, 270-9933. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good. School starts in a couple of weeks virtually. A lot of kids aren't going to school, and they depend on those meals for breakfast and lunch.
Right, and the good news is that you can still take advantage of those school breakfasts and lunches. I advise everybody to check their district website to find out what the pickup schedule is, how they're doing the breakfast and lunches. A lot of times you're getting a whole week's lunches and breakfast together, and then you can choose to use them in that way, or you could break up those components and use them just across the day.
What if you're going to feed your students from home yourself? What are some tips?
Right. So definitely first, keep it healthy. We want to focus on nutrition. It's what will help our kids learn the best, help them stay somewhat calm and focused, and most important, stay healthy. So we still want to have nutritious sources of the carbohydrates, fats, and protein. And remember that snacks should also be just as nutritious as the meals. So save the special treats and the sugar for the special occasions. Another big tip is to keep it easy. You know, don't overthink it. The parents are also working and being parents, and so simple things like sandwiches and wraps, even that could be made in advance, some veggies and some fruit and some dip could all, be all you need to have a lunch. And then you could also take advantage of some of the pre-portioned things like the protein packs that they do have at the stores. They'll have nuts and seeds and cheese, but I would stay away from the ones that have a dessert and some juice boxes included. The last thing is that there's a silver lining. You can also take things that maybe, you can give your kids things that maybe they couldn't take to lunch because it was too messy or it would need to be reheated. And so that does actually open up the options of things you could use for breakfast and lunch.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Steve from Madison. Hi, Steve. What's your question?
Ma'am, I've been told that you can take niacin to help with itchy skin, and I've also heard there's a non-blushing kind of a niacin. Have you heard of anything about that?
Well, there is some of that non-blushing that can happen if people do take a niacin supplement. Pretty much all the nutrients are involved in kind of keeping us healthy in one way or another. So unless you have a specific deficiency and your doctor has tested you to take niacin, we don't want to over-supplement. So those are the things that I would watch for. If your doctor says it's safe and your labs are within a range that you would need to take it, then I would take it only under a doctor's supervision.
Okay. Go to Mary now in Middleton. Hi, Mary. What's your question?
Oh, I recently had a gallbladder attack, and I was told to go low fat, but no real specifics on that. Are there some things that are just don't ever do that?
Well, some folks will have a response to fat, especially more of the unhealthy kind of greasy fat. You might find that if you do things like peanut butter or salmon and cook with olive oil, that those fats don't necessarily bother you as much as some of the animal fats and the really overtly greasy foods. So that's the first thing I would say is try to stick with a healthier plant-based fats when you can. And that should help to at least lessen the attack. Like I said, a lot of people respond differently to the different types of fat.
Take it from me firsthand. Don't eat hot dogs.
That is kind of a greasy fat.
We're out of time, unfortunately. Michelle, thank you for your time. Thank you all for calling in. We'll do this again in a month. Here's Hattie. Here's Hattie. One final check of the forecast.
And it is a pool day forecast again today. I've been watching the polar bear do some laps. Now it seems that maybe he's exited the pool, but the pool will be a great place to be this afternoon if you have access. The chances for rain and thunderstorm activity are pretty much to our north and east, so a dry forecast for most of us the rest of today. High temperatures will reach 90 degrees. Again, heat index value ranging from 93 to 98. That heat index forecast again later on this afternoon is going to be pretty uncomfortable, and it's going to stay pretty muggy even overnight tonight, Mark.
All right, take it easy out there. Thank you, Hattie. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, stay cool.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
How is it possible we are here again? Of course, our fellow citizens who are black would ask, how is it possible anyone would think we wouldn't be here again? It seemed like everything had finally changed, but in fact, everything has not yet. But it's hard to believe that another black man has been shot by a police officer in the back. As this is being written, Jacob Blake is still alive. I hope that is still true as you hear it, and a week from now and a year from now, because Jacob Blake's life matters. But in addition to Jacob Blake surviving, we must also hope response is swift and meaningful, that reforms are required and enacted, that protests are powerful, cathartic, and peaceful, because this cannot happen again. Can it?